The odd weather that's causing so much frustration in southern Ontario and Quebec is easing off, moving further east. Now people are dealing with what an ice storm leaves behind, and that includes a messed up schedule for two Major League Baseball teams. CBC's Linda Ward is on the story live from the Rogers Centre in Toronto. That is the home of the Blue Jays. What's the status of things there, Linda?
Well, Suhana, we've just been standing out here watching some workers out on the roof of the Rogers Centre actually doing some work repairing a giant hole that was put there by a big chunk of ice that fell from the top of the CN Tower onto the dome roof of the Rogers Centre. About 1.25 meters wide, that hole, and it was something that is expected in bad weather, that there's going to be some damage to the dome roof. But even in the decades that this dome has been here, people who work with the Blue Jays say they've never seen anything quite like it. Here is a Blue Jays executive talking about what it sounded like and what it looked like yesterday when that ice came through the roof.
It was really loud. It sounded like fireworks or some sort of explosion going off.
And ice came crashing down to the turf?
Yeah, some ice and some insulation from the roof.
And how big a chunk are we talking?
Chunk of ice. It was in pieces.
And so they've put out some blankets and some tarps out on the field, on the artificial turf, to try and catch some of the snow, some of that ice, some of that water that came in. Then they went out yesterday, did a little bit of a patch on the roof, just a temporary solution. And then today back out there again trying to fix that up. But in the meantime, they had cordoned off the entire area here behind me. Now that has opened up. They also had shut down the CN Tower itself because of safety concerns. We're hearing now from Blue Jays officials that they do believe that this area now is safe, the area around it, and they are going to be assessing it throughout the day. But so far, Toronto police say there have been no injuries. However, we have seen ice falling from that CN Tower this morning, and I can tell you, we've been keeping our eyes to the sky. It's a pretty dangerous situation for sure.
And what are the Blue Jays doing now, Linda?
Well, the Blue Jays did have to cancel, or rather postpone, that game that they had planned for yesterday. They said it was just too dangerous for some of the fans in the stands and also for the players. So there's a double header today that they're going to be allowing people to go to if they missed out on yesterday's game. But it certainly has been an eventful time here for the Kansas City Royals. When they arrived in Toronto in the midst of that ice storm early Monday morning, their bus on the way from Pearson Airport to downtown Toronto was hit by a giant piece of ice, and that ice smashed in the front of that bus, injuring the bus driver, giving him some cuts to his face. So it's no doubt that these teams are looking forward to a fairly uneventful day today. Okay. Lots of fans now, 3 days of postponed games, looking forward to getting in some good baseball, Suhana.
Thanks for that, Linda. CBC's Linda Ward in Toronto.